I am Dick Sucker McGee. Tremble before me.
Guys, no doxing each other in the chat. Everybody knows Steve lives over in the McCann Jobs on the corner of Walk and Don't Walk, but you're not supposed to tell people.
Not supposed to tell people.
It's against the rules. Well, as you will have noticed, there are no more wellness shots. The wellness shots offer has expired. If you do not claim the wellness shots, that is on you. You will be able to claim the wellness shots eventually if we ever get them as a sponsor again. But after our shenanigans, fuck knows, maybe not.
They don't want to be sponsored. They don't want to sponsor us.
Yeah, they're like, no, these people abuse the wellness shots. They kept trying to bring back to life anime characters, and that's just not allowed.
Your wellness shots.
Your wellness shots. But
What is the command, dear husband?
What, for a factor?
No. For the content warning for this game.
Oh, I got it. It's just exclamation point Danganronpa, but I got it.
I wasn't sure.
Boom.
No more being harassed about the wellness shots.
No more being harassed about the wellness shots. A lot less harassment about any of the sponsorship stuff in general, because we're no longer having a dedicated day to it. This is something I've already announced, but I'm just kind of making sure that people who may not have been here last time know. Our Saturdays are going back to being sporadic and social, and if something is sponsored, we will tell you that it is sponsored, but it'll go in whatever slot it's most applicable to. That being said, we do have a couple of sponsors that are like just for our channel in general, being Humble Bundle and Puggers, the energy drink company. So, if you guys want to do anything with any of that stuff, you're able to find our links in our Discord, and they occasionally come up in the chat. But, it's just there if you want. It's no pressure.
No pressure.
But you know what is pressure? No, I'm kidding. It's also no pressure. But, it's funny to pretend it's pressure. Guess whose birthday is in less than a month?
Steve's.
I don't know, maybe. Steve, don't tell us that kind of information. It's identifying, and just no. Do not tell us. We don't need to know. We already know where you live. We already know your name is Dick Sucker McGee. We don't need to know your birthday. No. Yes, spill it. Father. His birthday.
Me.
We don't celebrate his death day, because that'd be a little on the nose. We celebrate his birthday.
Father 420. Hey. Does that make you Father 69?
Oh my god.
Bucket's birthday too.
Ooh. Well, congratulations, Bucket. But for Spirit's birthday, we're going to be running something through the month. It's going to be popping up on the bottom of the screen every, 10,000 or 1,000, 10,000 milliseconds. Some number with a bunch of zeros after it. It'll be that DualShock controller. He had his controller break, and he only has the one, which means we can't play any multiplayer PlayStation 4 games together, which makes him sad. So, if anybody wants to donate a little bit towards it, you just scan the little QR code. It'll take you. You don't have to buy the whole controller. It's set up for crowdfunding, so it's, I think, a minimum of $10 for each contribution, and Spirit would appreciate it for his birthday gift.
Yes.
I let him pick out his birthday gift, and he's like, I don't know what I want! I was like, okay, what do you need? He's like, I don't know what I need! He just needs to dance. That's all he needs.
I just need to dance.
You are so out of it. He just needs dance.
Dance.
Yeah.
And I just need to vibe.
He needs to vibe. But I asked him, and I was like, what do you want? What do you need? He's like, I don't know.
No, I don't
And I was like, do you have anything that's broken that needs replaced? And he's like, I don't know, I might. There we go. You got music to prove. Why did you stop grooving? You don't groove when there's music, you groove when there's no music. You make no sense.
I'm trying to read the chat, I can't see it when I'm moving.
You got a vibe. You wanted a vibe.
Oh, 10 days before my birthday.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Almost birthday twinsies. Almost.
Almost. Yes, I need to vibe.
Music ends and he's still vibing, but music starts and he wasn't vibing. You know, he's just all over the place. But yeah, I was like, do you have anything that's broken? Anything that needs replaced? And he's like, I don't know. And I was like, husband, look in your hand. Look at that controller. You know, the one that does not stay connected for more than 15 minutes. Where you have to restart your controller in the middle of the game constantly. And you keep dying to bosses and shit whenever you try to use it because it no work. And he's like, oh, yeah, this. I suppose. So, you know, that's how we came to, that's how we came to the understanding that he needs a controller. It was a very interesting tale, I know.
Sun has redeemed Venus.
Venus? Venus has been redeemed. Time for vibes? Time for vibes? The vibe? The vibe? The vibe.
The vibe.
Alright. Venus is this one, I think.
We can vibe to Venus
Yes.
as we look for clues to the murder.
It'll make us slightly less sad about the fact Chihiro's dead. Which, by the way, if you weren't here for the last Danganronpa stream, Chihiro's dead. I'm sorry, but we've already grieved. We can't be sad because the vibes are on.
The vibes are on.
Yeah, you can't just be sad during the vibes. Anyway, let me just switch us over to the game screen. Now, someone has to remind me that I need to save, like, a little bit before. Well, what the fuck? Why controller say no? There we go. Somebody has to remind me that I need to save just, like, a little bit before the trial.
You can go into the extras here and do the
Oh, I can.
store from there.
But didn't know that. Why didn't you tell me?
Because I didn't think. I found out about it
He didn't
5
think.
minutes ago.
He never think. He only do. Okay, well then never mind. But I'm gonna go and eventually spend all those coins. And, you know, that'll be great. We'll have all the gifts for people. So that we're not stuck doing what we had to do last time where we waste a free time event because somebody, Cryptic, didn't have enough gifts. Do you have your earbuds charged so you can actually enjoy the groove?
Yes, but
What?
I might not be able to hear you.
I mean, we'll be at roughly the same point in our game, so you should be able to hear the game through fine as well.
Okay.
Okay.
I can't hear a thing.
You can't hear a thing. Hold on. I fix.
Effects.
Well, I fix. You can do the content warning that I was just about to do. Because I almost jumped straight into the game forgetting to do it.
Uh-oh.
Okay, take both earbuds out and place them in your ears and give them a tap so they turn on. Because my computer will not recognize them unless they're both on. Okay, it looks like you've done it because the music paused. Okay, so you can hear now.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, content warning. This game includes graphic depictions of violence to teenagers, gore, graphic deaths, sudden loud noises, gun imagery, mentions of abuse, incorrect portrayal of dissociative identity disorder, gender issues, motorbike crashes, toxic masculinity, and we also mention or reference past sexual assault. If you are uncomfortable with these topics, you do not have to stay.
It surged out of me like water from a spring gushing out of the ground. Yakuya, on the other hand.
Very strange.
Hey, look, a prick. We've already established he's rich. What other information do we need to determine he's a prick? Like, honestly, other than the fact that he's been a prick the entire game. Love the voice actor though. Character's a prick, but the voice actor's great.
Yes. Most unusual, don't you think?
He was totally calm, almost like he was watching it all unfold in front of a TV.
Look, Chihiro's corpse has been suspended somehow. And something's been written on the wall in blood. Blood loss. Such a brutal way to kill someone. No, this is beyond brutal. Wouldn't you agree?
They killed her. How could it not be brutal?
No, that's not my point.
Shut the fuck up, I don't care what your point is.
This murder is far too bizarre for any everyday amateur to have committed it. Unlike with Sayaka, this murder was not a crime of passion nor necessity. It's almost as if whoever did this did it for fun. You see what I mean, don't you? Why does this song fit me up here? I don't know.
It does. It does. I could imagine, like... I could imagine having a whole playlist of shit like this, and it's, like, deeply buried on, like, an account that he never uses, but, like, it's secretly signed in to his phone at all times, and it's hidden behind, like, 3 passwords and a fingerprint scanner, and that's the only way you can access it.
Game's a little loud.
Game's a little loud, got it. Hold.
But yeah, he definitely would have this locked away in like a safe with a fingerprint lock, you are right.
How's this? What? My head was swimming. I was still reeling too. Too confused to understand what he was trying to say. You're welcome. Also, is it the whole game that's too loud, or is it just the background music because the other playlist is on? If it's just the background music, as soon as I can get to settings, I can adjust that. And before I could even begin to clear my head.
Hey, I heard screaming. Did something... Hi, Chihiro!
1 second, guys. I get a notification. Oh, no, it's just the game. Just the game. Never mind. I've had every sound from this game as my notification tone at some point, and so I have to check my phone instinctively every single time the game makes any noise at all.
After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class
I know I should be distraught by Chihiro's death, but I'm too transfixed on the Venus. What the hell was that?
Oh, that's right. You were unconscious during Sayaka, so you don't know about it. What you just heard was the body discovery announcement. Apparently, when 3 or more people discover a body, an announcement plays to let everyone know. I imagine it's so that the search for the culprit can proceed fairly for everyone involved.
Proceed fairly?
The body discovery announcement? Then Chihiro really is dead, yes. Before you start screaming your head off, go round everyone up. It seems another game has begun. Another life or death game to uncover a killer.
I have so many fucking things to say and I can't say any of them. Ah! Okay, kinda both. I can turn down like the actual background music of the game as soon as I get to a menu. Taka bolted out of the locker room. As everyone made their way to the scene, it felt as if no time had passed. It was like my sense of time had just taken wing and flown away. When I finally came back to myself, I saw everyone had the same look of confusion, fear, and anger. We had all just stood there, gathered around Chihiro's body. That I'm trying very hard to be sad about, but frankly the music's got me in too good a mood. Damn, I couldn't keep her safe.
So there's another victim. Which means we are now in the same position once again. Fuck, man. What the fuck is this?
It's a dream. This is a dream. It's all just a dream. In fact, I haven't even been born yet. I don't have any memory of ever being alive. Ah!
Shut up.
Okay, hold on. No. There. No. Ha! Menu. Great.
I fucking hit the wrong button and...
What did you do?
It registered me trying to leave, so now Kyoko's talking to me.
Okay, you want me to also try to leave?
Yeah.
Just a
Wait.
second. Hey,
There's something written on the wall. Doesn't that concern you?
On the wall. The word bloodlust written on the wall in blood.
I don't think it's any kind of dying message. It's just too strange. Are you okay?
I just realized I did not bring my vape in through here and I'm sad.
Oh no. But, you know, that thing about writing bloodlust in blood, doesn't it sound kind of familiar? A murderous fiend who kills again and again using a bizarre and brutal method. And at the scene of each crime, the word bloodlust is written in the victim's own blood. They're like a ghost, attacking suddenly then slipping away before the police can catch up to them. And what nickname did the internet give to this mysterious killer? Fine, we can just vibe over it.
Genocide Jack!
Also clicker grinding to click on the background.
What?
Oh, you didn't get the golden cookie. Oh,
Wait, what golden cookies? What?
Bucket didn't get the golden cookie.
Why didn't Bucket get the golden
It
cookie?
faded away.
But...
Everything
So
was
not
also
fair.
business themed. Grandmas, no, they have ovens.
What?
Cookie clicker.
Oh, grandmas, no, we have ovens. I just thought what you were reading. I just thought you were just saying that for the shit of it, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Oh,
You're making
Bucket, the
more
people who
tomorrow?
live around you are truly really blessed individuals getting this much cookie all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I am so jealous. Genocide Jack, the murderous fiend whose grisly attacks were famous all across the country. The ultimate murderous fiend, creating a reputation of an abnormal, downright cruel killing.
Then this is some copycat killer trying to imitate Genocide Jack's style? But why would anyone do that? Perhaps it's the work of the real Genocide Jack.
What? The real... Well, wait. Are you saying Genocide Jack is here in the school?
There's no way. But going so far as to write bloodlust at the scene, I am surprised at their stupidity.
I can't imagine a worse situation than dealing with a stupid murderer. What is it now?
Toko.
Hina was pointed toward the entrance to the girls' locker room. Toko was the last to arrive, and she was now just standing there.
No. Why? 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 Why?
Gadunk. She fainted. That did not sound good.
Toko.
Hina rushed over to the collapsed Toko and started trying to shake her awake.
Toko, are you okay? Come on, wake up.
And yes, this is another Byakuya song that's on the playlist that's hidden behind all of the password walls and the fucking thumbprint scanner. This one, and honestly, the one before it.
Yeah.
Also, the one before it puts me in such a mood, honestly.
She's just like me, Bucket.
Is Byakuya just an egg? Is Byakuya secretly an egg?
An egg.
An egg. He got a crack and let the transness out. Come on, Byakuya, let's go.
That is entirely fair, Bucket. You can joke about it as much as you need to.
Yeah, fair enough.
Egg.
Fair enough. Egg.
Egg.
Oh, that's right. I just remember what she said about how she faints anytime she sees blood.
So she's homophobic. I imagine she does not watch too many horror films then.
I mean, at least she's not homophobic.
At least there's that.
This isn't a violation of the rules, right? I mean, technically she passed out somewhere besides her room. No, I think it'd be okay. The regulations prohibit sleeping, like on purpose. So since she didn't faint on purpose, it doesn't count? Gotcha.
Toko, can you hear me? Hey, you've got to wake up.
As if she'd heard her, Toko suddenly shot awake. As in, she literally jumped from where she was laying. It was such a strange reaction, I was at a total loss for words.
Egg.
Egg. I am trying so hard not to sneeze right now.
Oh no.
I've got like the tingly, and I know I need to fucking sneeze, and I can't, and I'm like, ah! She leapt straight up in the air, changing her stance as she did. In no time flat, she was just standing up. Ignoring the physical contortion she had gone through, her emotions were completely haphazard.
Huh? What? Sorry about that. I was just so shocked, you know. It happens, right? Was I the only one?
Oh look, she's got a tongue like yours.
Mm-hmm.
Toko, are you okay?
I'm fine, I'm fine. Oh, is that a dead body? Hey, are you dead?
She must have hit her head real hard when she fainted.
The world has a front and a back, a top ending and a bottom, a sea of truth and a web of lies.
This is quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different.
No, everything's fine. At least the stuff was all gone. That's a good thing, right? It's clear to me that everything is not fine. Your eyes seem strangely vacant.
It might be best if we take her back to her room for the time being.
I don't mind taking her, but could someone help me?
If you need help, I don't mind.
Taka, could you help me?
She totally ignored me.
Very well. You take care of the girl and the rest of us can begin the investigation right away. I can assume nobody has a problem leaving Sakura and Mondo on guard duty again.
Hold on. Rushing into an investigation like this.
The mastermind isn't behind that. After what happened last time, surely you realise that. There is no question that Chihiro was murdered by someone among us. Isn't that right, Monokuma?
Right as rain. But don't take it as a bad thing. It's just a matter of fact of life. Because that's how graduation works. Then it happened again? Is that what you're saying? There's another one of us killed a fellow classmate? What? Does that freak you out? You guys got no balls, you know that? Is there just nothing down there at all? Well, I'll let you pray to mine if you want. Actually, I don't have any either. Sorry.
Stop monologuing and give us what you came here to give us. You did bring it, right?
Sure I did, chum. Allow me to present the next Monokuma file. I know how much you must be looking forward to it.
See ya later.
So please do your very tippy-toppy best on this investigation.
No way.
Do we really gotta do another investigation? Examining the corpse of one of our friends. Having to suspect all our other friends.
Why?
I hate this. I can't take it anymore.
I hate it too. I've had enough. I'm getting out of here. Where do you plan on going? There's nowhere to run.
Just accept it already. After all, blood is just a liquid. A dead body is a simple object. You are very enthusiastic about all of this, are you not? How can I not be? If we don't unmask the culprit, we all die.
That's true, but to jump back into it so soon.
What? Do you want to die? Fine. Then go off and die somewhere. Right now. Go ahead. You're a waste of space.
He definitely listens to like Marina and the Diamonds.
A dead body is an object?
Hey, excuse me. This was Mondo's fucking. This was Mondo's special little buddy. We don't hurt Mondo's special little buddy.
Chihiro wasn't an object. Show a little respect or I'll beat some into you.
Calm down.
Everyone stop bickering. Listen, there's some truth in what Byakuya said.
Mondo, was lucky there for a moment getting to have a boyfriend and a special little buddy. Kyoko.
Because
If we don't solve the mystery and find the killer, our own lives are forfeit. And if Byakuya is right that Genocide Jack is somehow the one who killed Chihiro,
That's right.
then unless we do something, more victims could start piling up.
Forget more victims. If we mess this up, we're all dead meat. Hold on. If that's your worry, then you don't gotta worry any longer. In any one killing game, the guilty party may only kill a maximum of 2 people. What? I don't remember any rule like that.
Actually,
I just came up with it. I mean, if one person went around and killed everyone, your lovely student life would be over, right? The new rule has been added to the regulations menu.
So then.
In that case, why not limit it to 1 person?
hey,
Well, in a good mystery, you don't want to miss out on at least the potential of a serial killer angle. I don't think you can be a serial killer unless you've killed 3 people, though, right? I think it's 3 people. I think 2 people is just a double homicide. No! Just one would totally murder that possibility.
punishment is waiting.
Farewell for now. I'll catch you guys at the class trial.
I can't say I understand his thinking, but if we can kill up to 2 people, then 1 more person's life could still be in danger. Which is definitely not good. We need to uncover the culprit before
Maybe
something
it
else
should
happens.
be you.
You need to shut the fuck up. Well, for now, Taka and me are gonna drop Toko off at her room. Nice, I'm gonna get dropped off. We have no time to stand around here. We must begin our investigation to its feet. If we do not solve the mystery of who killed Chihiro, then we will quickly follow her into the afterlife.
That's true. I hate this, but if I want to survive, me and everyone else, we have to do it. We don't have any other choice. Investigate.
Sun says yes, it's safe to be considered a serial killer.
Yeah, see, Monokuma being wrong.
Shame.
First of all, I'd better check the Monokuma file to see exactly what's going on. The victim was Chihiro Fujisaki. The time of death was estimated to be around 2 a.m. The body was discovered in the girls' locker room on the 2nd floor of the school. The cause of death was a blow to the head with a blunt object. She was killed instantly. That's all it says. Well, it's not like there's any point in complaining about it. No matter what, I gotta do what I gotta do.
Sorry.
Yes.
I was caught off guard by the song. Hey Makoto, do you have a second?
Okay, I guess 2 would be the potential of a serial killer. Okay. Fair enough. Huh? Did you need something from me?
Naturally.
Of course. Life without purpose is quite dull, you know.
So what did you need?
I'm going to let you cooperate with me during my investigation.
Huh?
I'm purchasing your talent. The same talent which allowed you to solve Sayaka's case.
Solve? No, I just...
Stop talking.
You seem to have some limited use.
Stop talking.
Stop talking. Which is why I've chosen you. You have the honour of contributing to my investigation.
I don't want it. So you're inviting me to come with you? You're doing it in the most arrogant way possible, though.
Now then, shall we get started?
But
We need to get moving. There's no time to be standing around.
I don't really know what just happened, but it looks like I'll be working with Byakuya on this one.
Not to side with the clearly crazy mother bear, but yeah, you are right.
I mean, you know, you already side with one murder bear on a regular basis, and that would be Sun. You and Sun tend to be on the same page, so siding with Monokuma is not that much of a stretch. She took her time examining Chihiro's corpse. She poked and prodded, going over every inch of the lifeless body.
You're a very strange woman, you know. Being able to touch a dead body with absolutely no trouble.
She seems to be concentrating pretty hard. It's like she can't even hear us.
If you have time to talk, you have time to start investigating.
That sneeze finally came, guys.
Hey.
I could feel the life draining out of my own body.
Golden cookie!
It's a dead body. Hey, golden cookie! Fuck's sake. Here, you take him.
Gizmo.
Oh. Chihiro's dead body.
Very strange.
But the more I look, the more strange it all seems. This must be Genocide Jack's handiwork.
Well, but...
But we're still not sure he did it. Is that what you want to say? I wonder about that.
I use this locker room all the time. Now it's become the site of Chihiro's death. But why was she killed in the locker room? Actually, if you think about it, she could have been killed somewhere else than carried here. She was very light, that is true. It wouldn't be hard for someone to carry her, but still. I think she came here on her own, by choice. What makes you say that? She'd been talking a lot lately about how she wanted to get stronger. So you're saying she came here to exercise? But according to the Monokuma file, apparently she was killed around 2 in the morning. Would she really have been exercising that late? Hino or myself are usually in the locker room during the day, so she was probably avoiding it then. Avoiding it? Although we invited her to join us more than once, she never showed up. So I can only assume she was trying to avoid us. Instead, she came to exercise in the middle of the night. Perhaps, but it's difficult for me to imagine she would have come alone. She did want to start exercising, but she specifically mentioned she couldn't do it by herself. She needed support from others. So you're saying she could have come here in the middle of the night to train in secret, but that she also would have come with someone else. It's a possibility, I think. Okay, we have Sakura's account. Let's go. Oh, look, Mondo's hiding.
He hide.
He hide. You can't see him. Perfect camouflage. Like, what? Oh, there he is. Hello.
Dude had a real complex about being weak. You heard Chihiro talk about it, right? All I need to get stronger.
Yeah, I do remember she said that more than once.
Sure did. Which I guess explains the trip down here.
But did she really need to get stronger that badly? You already mentioned it, but she was a girl after all. Most girls aren't that strong. Makoto!
Makoto! I don't know, man. I haven't really thought about that stuff.
The cause of Chihiro's complex. I can't help but wonder what it might be. Coin? Coin? Aw.
No coin.
There's a dumbbell on the floor, and that's a blood stain. There's a blood stain on the dumbbell.
The Monokuma file said a blow to the head with a blunt object is what killed her.
Does that mean the dumbbell was actually the murder weapon?
They're all cardboard. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like a kid behind a really skinny tree. I don't imagine it could have been anything else. No, I believe it's about time for us to move on.
But I didn't inspect the blood stain. Huh? Already?
New clues won't magically appear by standing around here. We need to check every aspect of this case.
That's true, but
Let's go.
If you're satisfied, let's hurry up and proceed.
he's so pushy. I got caught up with the wrong person this time. But I wasn't done!
We were not finished! Be up here! So, this is our next location.
This place is related to the investigation?
Figure it out for yourself. It's no fun if you don't, right?
If I remember right, the card reader is meant to work with our handbooks, right?
Do you have an issue with it? If so, you should take it up with Monokuma.
He said that, then quickly and sharply clapped his hands together.
Did you call for me?
You called for me? Has he been domesticated?
That's right.
It seems that Makoto has a question for you.
You need something?
Sure, what's up? Well, it's about the card reader.
Yep.
Yes, the card readers have all been designed to interface with each of your e-handbooks. You can only enter the locker room corresponding to the gender listed in your individual handbook.
And it's impossible for 2 people in a row to go through while the door is unlocked, correct?
If there was some sort of erotic terrorist on the prowl, the ceiling-mounted Gatling gun would initiate a Swiss cheese slaughter.
And the school regulations prohibit anyone from lending someone else their handbook, correct?
Correctly correct. So then, that means only the girls can go into the girls' locker room and only boys can go into the boys' locker room. In other words, Chihiro's body being found in the girls' locker room means...
Hey Makoto, I can see right through you.
See right through me?
Allow me to tell you what you're thinking. Since Chihiro was found in the girls' locker room, the killer must have been able to get in there. As such, the killer must be one of the girls. Did I get it right? Good lord, just simple.
But am I wrong?
You should pay closer attention to the regulations. The answer has been in front of you the entire time. Loaning your ebook to another student is strictly prohibited. Only the act of loaning a handbook is prohibited. Borrowing someone else's is perfectly fine.
Yo! I would expect nothing less from the prodigal son of the notable Tagami family. So, you managed to sniff out the loophole in the regulations.
Knowing you, I would bet you created it on purpose, didn't you? To add a little more excitement to things.
Yeah, you're treating me like a puny little appetizer instead of the main course that I am. Now then, since the dead can't actually talk, they're not people anymore, they're things. Get it? Got it? Good. Wait, hold on, you're saying there's a loophole, but in order to borrow something from someone, then that means someone would have to loan it. No, it fucking doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
No, it fucking doesn't, Makoto. It really doesn't. Like, God, that's simple. No. So sleepy. Just listening to you makes me want to pass out. Be more like Byakuya and get your shit together. Or else I'll charge you with criminal negligence. No more questions. Figure out the rest on your damn self.
Well, I know you are unfortunately lacking in the mental faculties, so I'll fill you in myself. Let's head to the main hall.
The main hall?
That'll help you understand what's going on.
I have completely forgotten how your thing works. I was trying to put on his back brace and I completely fucking forgotten how it works. Just like 2 seconds, I'm stealing help.
Where are the...
I don't know.
You've got it on inside it.
Oh. Okay, that fits significantly better.
Yeah. And then you grab both of those things and pull.
Thank you. I was like, where the fuck? We have bad backs, but the insurance only covers one brace, so we share.
Yeah, we share.
We came to the main hall. So what are we looking for here? Does that mean I have to figure it out for myself? Fucking Byakuya's like, no, fuck you. Coin?
Coin.
A surveillance camera, and there's only what I can assume is a gun attached to it. It's so chilling. This is also on Byakuya's playlist. That's why your favorite protagonist is... My favorite protagonist is Spirit. He is the main character.
I am the main character.
There's a mailbox here. Could there be something inside? It's an e-handbook? No, wait, there's 3 of them. But what are they doing here?
So you finally found them.
Huh? Did you know these were here, Byakuya?
I happened to find them by chance myself the other day. It seems there's a system in place where the handbooks of dead students get delivered to this mailbox.
So then these handbooks belong to Junko, Leon, and Sayaka?
You can go ahead and confirm it yourself.
I immediately turned on one of the handbooks, and when I did... You're right, it's Sayaka's handbook.
Now, do you understand? This is the key to the loophole that I revealed earlier.
Yeah, I feel like I'm starting to get it.
The Venus playlist is just Byakuya's.
I've been thinking that since it went on, yeah. He's just got this playlist just, you know, hidden away behind 3 password locks, fingerprint scanner, maybe a scanner that has to, like, scan his blood. I don't know.
Mm. You should pay closer attention to the regulations. The answer has been in front of you the entire time. Loaning your e-handbook to another student is strictly prohibited. Prohibited. Oh my god. Only the act of loaning a handbook is prohibited. Borrowing someone else's is perfectly fine.
Sorry, I'm focused.
Focus.
Ah, I see now. Yeah, I understand.
What?
Hold on a second.
What's wrong?
That's
Very
strange. One of the handbooks won't turn on.
Is it broken? Whose is it? The other? Oh, this is...
The other handbook showed Junko's name when I started it up.
Then the one that won't turn on must be Leon's, right?
It would make sense, yes. After all, he did get pummeled with dozens and dozens of baseballs.
Pummeled with baseballs. The memory of it came flooding back. The cruel punishment which led to Leon's death. The execution that the mastermind concocted. A cruel, heartless death. You're right, it wouldn't be surprising for the handbook to break during that kind of assault. Hey! Hey! Hey, 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 hey! Hey! What? That e-handbook is essential to student life here. Crucial, integral, instrumental, a super big deal. There's no fucking way that it would break that easily. But it did. If I say it wouldn't break, then it wouldn't fucking break. It can withstand up to 10 tons of pressure, and it's waterproof up to 100 meters, okay? I don't care how many baseballs you hit it with, it wouldn't do crap. Oh, but even my amazing handbook does have one single weak point. It does?
I can't hear you.
But it's a secret! I wouldn't want you to go breaking any more handbooks.
What?
Then Leon must have broken it somehow without realizing what its weakness was, right?
Hard to say. You know what I think? I think his handbook isn't actually broken. But you might ask, how can that be? Leaving the question hanging in the air, Monokuma disappeared. Oh, what just happened? Monokuma said it's not broken, but it's undeniable that it's not turning on.
That's fine.
Well, I don't see any connection to the case, so it doesn't matter for now.
I'm not vibing. I'm not vibing. Nobody saw me vibing. You think so? Either way, something about it still bothers me.
Just turn it off and turn it back on again. That's how it works. Yes, obviously.
This is another one that feels like it's like I know the whole playlist feels like it's on his secret playlist, but there are some songs that scream it more than others, and this one definitely does.
Yeah.
It sounds like something he'd listen to while going for like a run.
Yeah.
He'd be, you know, keeping in stride with the beat, just like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. Okay, then this should be enough to get things rolling. Let's begin our investigation in earnest and track down the true culprit.
Yeah, we need to find out who killed Chihiro.
To be exact, not quite.
Not quite. What do you mean by that, Byakuya? To be exact, not quite.
Certainly I want to reveal Chihiro's killer, but more precisely, I want to discover the true identity of Genocide Jack.
Then you really think, you truly believe Genocide Jack is the one that killed Chihiro?
Don't make me repeat myself.
Absolutely. I have no doubt that Genocide Jack is the culprit in this case.
I hit the wrong button.
Oof.
The murderous fiend is Genocide Jack, right?
There's nobody else it could be. A murderous fiend who kills again and again using a bizarre and brutal method. They're like a ghost, attacking suddenly then slipping away before the police can catch up to them. And what nickname did the internet give to this mysterious serial killer?
Genocide Jack.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe he was saying it because he didn't think Makoto was gonna get it. It's fine.
Yeah.
He was thinking Makoto was gonna be like, I don't know, serial killer, man. They say he's killed thousands of people, but that's gotta be an urban legend. Still, could one of us really be a demented psychotic killer like that?
You're not wrong to wonder.
But those words mean little right now.
I have something that will prove it, and I can show you.
Okay, I don't think there's anything to get in here. But I checked everything. Do I have to click on him again? I must have to.
Must have to.
No. Oh, right. I have to go through the dialogue without clicking the Y button.
Mhm.
Don't make me repeat myself.
And I have a basis to believe that. I assure you, Genocide Jack is one of us.
I keep forgetting that with the purple text, you have to come back and talk to them again.
Yeah. Oh.
Ooh. Golden cookie.
Manifesting golden cookies.
Manifest the golden cookie. Is there really any proof?
There's somewhere I'd like to take you. This will provide all the evidence you need.
It's all
Evidence that Genocide Jack is the one that killed Chihiro.
Evidence? Does something like that really...
Ah, hey, you two. Big trouble. Need your help.
I don't have time to.
We're busy. Leave us alone.
'Cause, I mean,
But it's an emergency. Emergency. Come on, please. You've got to help me.
please,
I said it's an emergency. Come help me.
I was gonna run off with you, fuck's sake.
please.
This is a serious emergency. Please. Please, you got to help me.
Magic bucket.
Magic bucket.
Just calm down, okay, Hina?
I mean,
It's an emergency.
An emergency? What happened?
well,
Something's wrong with Toko. She's acting super strange.
Well, I mean, she was acting pretty strange earlier, right? What should we do, Byakuya?
Very strange.
Since it's Toko, I must admit I'm intrigued. I suppose we can take a second to see what's going on with her.
Are you sure?
Don't make me repeat.
Don't make me repeat myself.
It's funny because he actually said that line and then you said it right after him, so you've made him repeat himself. You see what you have done?
Yes.
Do you see what you have done?
I
You have
see what I
angered
have done.
Byakuya. What do you say? Rich prick. I didn't expect that. I thought for sure he'd just say no and that'd be the end of it.
Okay, come on, hurry.
Wait for us, Hina.
Let's
It
go.
looks like she's headed to the dorms. To Toko's room, most likely.
You're right. I
Do
wonder
we
which
think
of
it's
these.
do we think it's a serious emergency? I don't know.
I wonder which of these doors is Toko's. Couldn't be this one.
Couldn't be.
You know, I think for shits and giggles, I'm gonna try and go in here. Is Toko inside? Some kind of emergency? Do I have to talk to you?
You guys are too slow.
I think you're just too fast.
So, what's this emergency?
so,
Also, I think that Makoto's too slow. I have no doubt that Byakuya was able to get there fast because I feel like he's a power walking champion. You know,
He walks at this. He walks with the gay stride.
he walks with the gay stride times like 12.
Mhm. Well, after what happened in the girls' locker room, we left Toko in her room so she could lay down. After a while, we came back to check on her. You know, see how she was doing. But when we did, it was weird. She refused to come out and she kept saying all this weird stuff.
Weird stuff.
That's fine.
We should try talking to her ourselves.
Yeah, good idea. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the room now. I may as well give it a shot. The door swung open, slowly and silently. Holy crap. An aura of negativity flowed out from behind the door, forcing a gasp out of me.
What? Oh, nothing. It's just that, Hina was really worried about you, holding yourself up in your room.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, sure thing. But, could you open up, just for a second?
Won't allow it.
Huh?
Won't let Genocide Jack have control.
And just like that, she slammed the door in my face. What was that?
She's been acting like that the whole time. When I rang a little while ago. Is she speaking or
I
not?
don't hear her speaking.
I'll drive out the killer. Drive out the murderous fiend.
I was struggling trying to hear, and I'm like, I don't think I hear anything.
It doesn't make any sense, right? I was afraid to leave her in there alone, so I tried to bust down her door. But it felt like something was holding it shut on the other side. I couldn't even budge it.
Toko was scared enough to even bar her door? Does she think the same thing as Byakuya? Does she think the serial killer Genocide Jack really murdered Chihiro? Is that why Toko's so scared?
But
Whatever it is, I'm really worried about her. Isn't there anyone who might be able to persuade her?
Yes. Oh my god, why am I fucking dick height?
Dick height.
Dick height, like look at this, I'm dick height.
Makoto's just crawling about on all fours, ready to
I
headbutt
can't even
Byakuya
like
in the
click
dick.
on his upper body, it forces me to focus in at dick height. Hey, Byakuya, do you think you could ask her to come out of her room, I mean?
That's fine.
Sure, whatever. Huh? You're gonna talk to her, Byakuya? Wow, I guess you can be nice when you want to.
I don't think he can, I don't think he's capable of it.
No.
Byakuya stood in front of her door, not making a sound, and pressed the doorbell. After a few moments,
What do you want?
Leave me alone. You're all so annoying. Huh, Byakuya.
It's Byakuya.
Bacula.
Byakuya. I'm sorry. I couldn't keep our promise.
Yes, I love this song too, and it's another one that would be on Byakuya's fucking list.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, he wouldn't be the one that's being sung to, he would be the one that's, like, aggressively singing it. But then somebody, like, walks into his room and he pretends that he wasn't doing a damn thing, and he's just, like, standing there with his hands behind his back, just kind of looking up at the ceiling a little bit, just kind of smirking, just saying absolutely nothing. He gets called out on it, says nothing, just chuckles and just slams the door and goes right back to it. He would. He would.
Yeah. But don't worry, never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again.
And with that, the door slammed shut.
Even Byakuya couldn't pull it off. There's nothing else we can do. Let's get back to the investigation.
Hold on. Hey, Byakuya, what was Toko talking about just now? Something about a promise?
Oh, I have no idea. Another one of his delusions, I'm sure.
But
If I say I don't know, that means I don't know. Just let Hina take care of her. Oh, yeah, okay. I'll stay here and keep an eye on her. Well then, let's go.
without waiting for a reply, Byakuya sped away. Byakuya! And I hurried to catch up.
We were just discussing that I should probably point out a content warning thing right now. The incorrect portrayal of dissociative identity disorder is gonna pop up very, very soon. So
It will be very heavily talked about. It's a major plot point.
it is a major plot point. So if that's gonna upset anyone, you do not have to stay. We understand.
And if you are a person who happens to be here and you happen to have it and you want to speak out and make any corrections, you are more than welcome to. You know, as people who aren't necessarily members of the community, we don't want to sit here and speak all over it. But if somebody is here and they happen to be part of it and they want to, go for it. Like, we would definitely like to hear somebody's voice on it if somebody has anything they want to say. And that'll go for, if the games bring up any other issues, like the gender issues we've talked about, when those come up, if you're a person who has any relation with that and you want to talk about it, that one we will be talking about because we are, transgender people. But any of those issues, if you want to come in and say like, well, this isn't quite correct, and give your say, go for it. Totally happy to hear you. I tried to talk to him several times as we walked, but he didn't even look back, let alone say anything.
I'm trying to find out how to pronounce bureaucracy.
Bureaucracy. I think bureaucracy.
Bureaucracy. Yeah.
It's such a tongue twister, man. It's so hard. It is such a good song though. Like if I make a lot of fan playlists for characters on my Spotify. I will eventually share like my Spotify list to let you guys look at all my playlists. I'm just in the process of removing all of the Panic at the Disco songs and stuff like that after what came out with them came out. And once I've got all that squared away and my playlists are organized in a way that my OCD brain likes, I will eventually share them with everyone. If I ever made a Byakuya playlist, though, that song would definitely be on it.
It would be. It would have to be.
It would have to be. Finally, his feet brought him to a stop in front of a certain room. The library?
Come on, let's go on.
I love how he's surprised it's the library when the library is the only room that Byakuya ever fucking goes to.
Coin?
Coin? Let me know if you find any.
There's no point checking in there. We need to find real clues. There are no clues there. We need to check elsewhere.
But I don't want the clues, I want the coins.
You're fucking no fun, Byakuya. Let us dig for coin. Bucket has one singular 192-hour long playlist.
I have a bunch of much shorter than that playlists.
Knock it off. What does that desk lamp matter right now?
That feels suspicious.
That does feel suspicious.
If I remember, on the other side of this door, it's the archive, right?
Hurry up and go inside.
Oh, here?
Let's go.
It'll all make sense once you're inside.
Whoa, there are so many books and files. And so much dust, too.
I would say there's enough value in this place to endure the dust.
Book. There's a wooden box. It's empty. Although, judging by the smudges in the dust, it looks like there was something inside. I wonder what it was.
There was an extension cord plugged in there. It proved very useful while I was in the library.
An extension cord, huh? Oh, it's a desk lamp. Oh yeah, it's the same one I saw Byakuya using in the library before. Is it?
No, it's not, because...
The
there's one
same
out
lamp
there.
is in there.
Do you have a problem with that lamp? It was here before, then I moved it over there. It's too dark over there, so I thought I'd put it to good use.
Coin.
Coin.
None of this shit with the lamp makes any sense, and I don't remember any of it from my other playthroughs. So I'm just like, Without really thinking about it, I picked a book at random.
Ah, you have a sharp eye indeed to select that file.
V would like to know what he's missed. Byakuya is acting very suspicious about a lamp.
The lamp is the murderer.
It's the fucking Pixar lamp.
All that you missed was we gave a specific content warning, and Makoto is fixated on a lamp and Byakuya is pissed off about it.
And the specific content warning was about the representation
Yes,
of DID being very, very, very wrong in this game. And then we gave an open invite to anybody who may be watching who may have DID, if they want to speak up at all and correct anything that comes up. We know that it is wildly inaccurate, but we would rather, if somebody's going to speak on it, it be somebody with the ID versus being one of us. Huh?
That's the report on a presidential assassination. The original is kept at the National Library. It won't be declassified for another 30 years. Are you sure you want to look at it now? There's no telling whose crosshairs you might wind up in for peeking at it.
Without making a sound, I return the file to the shelf. There's so many files stuffed on the shelf. What is in all these things?
That's enough.
Sorry, I was too busy clicking on the lamp. Those documents are dangerous.
Dangerous?
They detail all the people who control the world from behind the scenes. Dangerous truths for a commoner.
Oh my god, this is also on his playlist. Like, literally from the I'm rich, nice to meet you line, like, come on.
Yeah.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
You mean, like, the members of Diet or something?
No, I mean the ones with the real power. The secret council controlling everything from the shadows. If you're ready to be disappeared for it, take a look. There are some very interesting people in there.
You're kidding, right?
Am I?
I'll just let it go for now. Damn. I have to. It's such a fun sound.
Mm-hmm.
There's a ton of thick file stuffed into the bookshelf.
I don't want to click on him.
Byakuya.
Sorry,
Byakuya! Hey! Byakuya!
I can't hear you over my expensive AirPods.
What AirPods? I see nothing.
That's why they're expensive. You can't see them.
Oh. Are they like invisible? Did you get them made by John Cena or something?
If you're thinking of looking through any of them, let me give you a little warning.
Can I try the John Cena AirPods?
Keep your commoner hands away from me.
Okay, but like, what if I just touch them
No.
a little bit? I need to see that they're real. maybe you don't actually have AirPods and you're just gaslighting me. You ever thought of that? Huh?
I'm not gaslighting you.
That's what a guy who's gaslighting me would say.
And his name is John C.
What do you got on those AirPods anyway? Can I just take a little listen?
No.
I can faintly hear noise coming from them. I'm very intrigued.
I read that line. Those things are filled with graphic, disturbing photos from all kinds of crime scenes.
Also, what did you mean you read that line, Byakuya? Do you have a script? Byakuya?
This conversation is not part of the dialogue. It's the kind of thing any normal person wouldn't ever want to look at. Be careful.
What do you mean?
All those files there are investigation reports related to different cold cases.
You're a cold case.
That I am oddly offended.
I did it, guys. I offended Byakuya. I'm so proud of myself.
Those are internal documents for police eyes only. They're not the kind of thing you'd expect to leak.
Oh?
So, are you finally beginning to understand the true splendor of this library? The entire reason I was interested in the library is because of this room right here. It's home to classified government documents, police records, things no ordinary person would ever see.
Byakuya, is that Kesha?
What?
I can faintly hear Kesha right now, Byakuya.
Just giving John Cena, yeah.
What song? I'm curious. I'm scared to ask, but I'm curious.
Please share. Isn't it magnificent?
What, the Kesha?
I'm not listening to Kesha.
This can't be for real, right? I think I need to get my hearing checked. Maybe there's something wrong with me.
I think you're hallucinating, Makoto.
Maybe. Looking at people's dicks all day will do that to you.
It would do. That's your guys' problem. Anything that doesn't fit into your preconceived reality, you label it a lie.
Well, it's not just that. It's just that it's not like I totally refuse to believe it, but I mean, there's just too much. How could anyone have put all this together?
I suppose it goes to show just how much power Hope's Peak truly wields. Or perhaps the mastermind may have wanted to provide us with enough entertainment to keep us from getting bored.
Or maybe you're full of shit and none of these files are actually important and you're just trying to sound important. It's of no use. I can't keep up with all this. It's just too unreal.
I have seen like 3 TikToks about that person in the last
I've never heard of them.
week. So TikTok is trying to get me to listen to them.
You'll need to send me the song because with that lyric, I'm kind of interested.
Yeah.
I'm interested, and I've also got something really fuzzy beneath my foot, and I think it's Nagito.
It would be Nagito.
Yeah. I was just like, this is soft. But this isn't like sock soft.
Sock isn't in the room. The door
Oh,
is
that's
shut.
right. Oh, he's just laid his head on my foot, and he purred. I could feel it come from his throat. The purrs. He fucking laid his head on me and purred.
I will give anything a shot.
I will listen to anything except for specifically the country songs where someone's like talking about how they're a wife beater. Just about anything else I'll listen to. I'll even listen to the country songs where the guy's talking about how he wants to fuck his truck and that's just his life now. Like, I will listen to, like, just about anything. Well, except for what I mentioned before and Pantera. I'm still pissed at them. And I don't think I'll ever stop.
I am upset.
Did you already say this, Byakuya, or was this not part of the dialogue?
I didn't realise you had read the previous line. What's wrong? You still can't believe it?
What about you? How can you believe it so easily? Things like that are usually impossible.
What do you mean, usually?
He just laid on me and purred again. He keeps laying on me and going.
He love you.
It's so fucking cute. Hmm?
I see.
Hmm?
Usual, normal, ordinary, simple. Those things don't exist anywhere in the real world. If you don't understand what they actually represent, you don't understand the nature of anything.
You don't pull your punches, do you?
Besides, what you consider usual is based on your common sense, right? But what makes you think that your own common sense applies to me at all? The documents gathered here are genuine. I have reviewed them multiple times, so there is no doubt.
Hold on, you're saying that you've read all these documents and more than once? But this has to be like top secret confidential stuff, so why?
My family has a reading room just like this at our home. Ours is bigger, of course, and not as dusty.
Huh?
Members of the Tagami family have access to any variety of government-related documents. That includes foreign powers as well as domestic.
I'm glad you clarified, because I was just about to ask. How is that possible?
I've already told you. There's a secret council that controls the world from the shadows. My family is a member of that council. I have within me the bloodline that will allow me to one day bend the world to my will.
Is that so?
But to become such a ruler, I must know all levels of this world backwards and forwards. So whenever I have time, I like to review whatever documents and materials that interest me. Which is why I can proclaim, without a doubt, that the materials gathered here are the real thing.
You could just be gaslighting me with this, though. I mean, you've already proven that you're willing to gaslight me just for fun.
You like to jump straight to gaslighting really, really quickly, don't you?
Smack. Shut up. Don't gaslight me about being gaslit. I spend time on TikTok, a lot of time on TikTok, and TikTok tells me everyone's trying to gaslight me at any given moment. So I live my life in fear. This is beyond believing or not believing.
Slap Byakuya, yeah, slap.
Byakuya is actually starting to scare me more than the actual mastermind. Nagito has walked away.
Oh,
I wiggled my toes in his fur and that was too far.
that was too far. And what's always interested me most were the cold case police investigation reports. Reading through those reports has always been a hobby of mine, ever since I was little. It's excellent mental exercise. I've solved more than a few of those cases just by reviewing the reports. And among all those reports, one of my recent favourites is the Genocide Jack case.
As he talked, Byakuya grabbed a specific file from the shelf.
This is the complete case file. Every single report surrounding the Genocide Jack cases has been compiled here. Because there are so many, allow me to quickly summarise the main points. To begin, there are two notable characteristics in every Genocide Jack murder. The first characteristic is that at every crime scene, the word bloodlust is written in the victim's own blood. And the second is that when the victims are murdered, their bodies are suspended in a certain way.
Bloodlust is written in blood, and the victim's body is suspended. It's exactly the same as what happened to Chihiro. I was noticing something about the crime scene. Don't pay attention to me. Don't pay attention to me. I've noticed nothing. I do not know things that anyone else does not know.
Okay. Save your surprise. The best part is yet to come.
But I just solved the murder.
For the second characteristic, where the victims are
Byakuya,
suspended,
I just solved the murder.
the only ones who knew... Smack. What?
Why? Am I being smacked, or was Spirit being smacked with my ass cheeks?
Head pat. You're
Oh,
being
head pat. Okay.
Head pats. The head pats. Here's the head pats. The stream is just two cryptics now. Cryptic spirit? No. More like
Cryptic. I'm supposed to press A.
Yeah.
Okay, Byakuya got it.
The only ones who knew about that
Let's
particular
do it.
fact were members of the police and other higher ups.
It's on Spirit.
Spirit, yes.
Your boobs have their own face.
You are enjoying having Venus on far too much.
I really am. I was not expecting anyone to play it today, and I was caught so off guard. And I've been hyped up on poggers, and I'm having a good time.
You need to create an abomination.
You gonna?
By all accounts, nobody in the media ever found out.
Huh?
In other words, no one on the news, no one online, nobody knew about that aspect of each crime. Only key officials and the killer himself knew about the act of mounting the victim.
Will
No,
you please
if
not
you-
talk about mounting the victim, because I feel like people are gonna take that massively out of context.
I saw your abomination, son. It was amazing. No, if you recall
Wait, what?
Chihiro's corpse. The cryptic with my face.
Oh, I wasn't looking over there. I was staring at me and you, waiting for something to pop up over top of us. It was surely a great abomination, son, and I will review it later, unless you do it again, and then I will review it then, which would also be later, I guess.
No, if you recall Chihiro's corpse.
You can talk, Nobiak, yeah, it's okay.
Her body was most certainly mounted in this fashion.
So how could the killer have known about suspending the victim?
That's the key question. But in fact, the answer is quite simple.
You are my boobs.
Your boobs.
So, in other words,
Thank you, son.
It's beautiful.
The culprit isn't a copycat killer. It's the real Genocide Jack.
Ugh!
in other words,
That right there is the evidence that Genocide Jack has hidden himself among the rest of us.
Then Genocide Jack really is. Such a brutal, fiendish killer is really walking around among us. Among us? Oh,
Among us.
among us!
Sus.
Sus!
Oh.
Jackie, you're sus!
Things are really starting to get interesting,
sus.
aren't they? I never imagined a killer with such a reputation would ever become part of our little game. Sus. Now,
Sus.
don't you think it would be good for you to take a look at what I've already seen? You might just manage to ferret out a clue or two. If you get down on your knees and beg, I might even show you myself.
If I get down on my knees, I'll be at your knee level. I don't think you'll be able to see me. Remember, I am at dick level by default. Doesn't that count as being on my knees? Byakuya? Why are you looking at me like I am incredibly stupid right now?
Such a random sporadic gay thought, isn't it? Like, Byakuya, you're supposed to keep your gay thoughts inside.
Right? your gay thoughts are supposed to stay to yourself. Not because it's bad to be gay, but you are too much of a dick for anyone to want you to be gay to them. Cease.
I have been bunnied.
Look, you can see the vibing from the song from his AirPods right now. You can see it. It's vibing out.
Yeah.
Byakuya, about the Genocide Jack case file. Could you let me see it?
Well, you didn't beg, but I guess it's okay this time. Feel free to look at it in here, but you can't take it with you. I'm glad you're having fun, V.
Yes, I'm also having like way too much fun. Ooh, head cuts. Tonight's gonna be a good night, guys. We know it. We know it. We manifest it. Byakuya handed me the file, and I flipped through it with tense, nervous fingers. Suddenly, my hand stopped. I'd reached the page where photos from the crime scene had been collected. The names of Genocide Jack's victims ran for several pages. Also, there is a really, really interesting thing here that you guys can notice that might help you later. A secret mouse tool, perhaps. But you gotta pay attention. It's important.
It's important.
The names of Genocide Jack's victims ran for several pages. That guy looks like really fucking smug. Like this guy here.
It really
Look at
does.
that fucking face.
Hmm.
He looks like he just stole the face off of a 2-year-old and he's really proud about it. He's just like, oh, look at me.
Twitch won't let you claim point rewards? Oh no.
Yeah, Twitch has been having issues with that. I've noticed other streamers have mentioned it. Sometimes coming out of the stream and going back into it will help. But I think Nut complained about it the other day, so I looked into it. Somebody complained about it the other day, so I looked into it, and it seems to be a common issue. So try refreshing the stream. Maybe that'll help. Ken Harada, 32. Tetsuhiro Honda, 17. Shoji Gaku, 23. Kano Ise, 14. Takashi Yoshida, 30. Oh, Jesus Christ. Komatsuna Toru, Takafumi Gono, Uchida Nahisa, Takashi Matsumune, Yatsu Yamajima. There was no end to it. I'm struggling like God. I am Makoto. I am supposed to be able to read this language. It is my own language and I struggle.
Oh,
Byakuya, I
son.
think I'm dumb.
What are you trying to redeem, son?
Yeah, what do you want to redeem? We'll do it for you if we can.
Yeah, you will get free redeem because redeem is not work.
I considered offering, but I was afraid it was like something I couldn't do, like a saddle or a sticker. But you know, either way. Oh, trying to claim points.
The points. Ah.
Oh yeah, that's been busted for me for like a month. I've not been able to claim the bonus points from anyone I've watched in like a month. I think it started.
Hey, there! It did it!
Oh,
it
did it? Hey! It started for me back in like January. I've not been able to claim bonus points
It's
from anyone.
been buggy as fuck.
Would rip. But the one thing that became perfectly clear as I read, all the killer's countless victims were killed and suspended in the exact same way. Really, because there's two things I've noticed, Makoto. Two things that I have noticed that are very important, Makoto. Two very important things that you can see purely on this page.
The guy on the right-hand page in the top left corner looks like a Japanese Larry.
He does, yeah.
Oh,
It's a shame. All the Larrys have to die.
oh.
Oh, is it time? Freedom! Fallen! Jason, he's gonna like over here and they're gonna like make a noise and stuff and you're gonna get blasted for it.
Yeah, it's gonna immediately be going on. Like, I keep hearing Scotland forever from the apartment I'm living in, I don't know why. And then you come to Deck and I'm like, everyone's a Scotsman living in there.
So that's what's the Scotsman doing here in these American United States.
In these United States.
That's like, what do you mean United States? I don't think they've been united for a long time. Anyway, back at the things. Never mind, back to the music. Fuck the game.
Fuck the game, I'm vibing.
I realized
I'm gonna look off beat to everyone because my earphones always are on like a lag or a delay. So I am.
It's fine. I just have bad rhythm, so nobody will know. It'll be disguised by me.
No, it's that the redeeming the bonus points are buggy as hell for me as well, and I'm on PC. It's just
I've tried on PC. I've tried on my phone. I've tried I tried on my Switch at one point.
what are you going?
Bye.
I have been abandoned. I have been addendummed. He just got up and left. Usually it's me that does that.
I thought you could distract people from the fact that I was leaving my body. Like, no, you just have to draw
I just
fucking
pointed it
attention
out
to it.
and I'm like, guys, Cryptic has fucked off.
I floated out of my body for sweet, sweet nicotine.
I see.
And at the scene of every murder, the word bloodlust was left behind in the victim's own blood. I am so disappointed in Makoto right now.
Uh-huh. Now take a look at the next page and you'll find another interesting tidbit.
Next page.
The spirit only stream.
You have to read as me because I'm not here.
Profiling results. All of the crimes took place either on weekdays at night or during holidays, either day or night. The most common time for the killings to take place was on holidays in the afternoon. Based on these facts, it could be suggested that the suspect may be a student. Evidence suggests that the suspect lingered at the scene, but when they did leave, they were in a panic. Because an eyewitness had never come forward, it's unlikely there was any external reason for this. This confused behaviour suggests that the suspect may potentially suffer from dissociative identity disorder.
Boo! Bad stereotype. Boo!
Bad stereotypes. Boo!
You know, just I'm gonna have a hot take that really shouldn't be a hot take. And I'm not gonna speak specifically to this specific stereotype, but it is an overarching stereotype amongst like all mental like illnesses, conditions, however you would like to categorize them. But people with mental illnesses are actually statistically significantly less violent than people who do not have a mental disorder. They're actually statistically more likely to be the victim of violent crime and not the perpetrator. So this game is going to be like, oh, but look, is he got DID? Is he serial killer because he's got the mental illness? Like, no. Statistically, that is improbable. Statistically, it would be more likely for a person with any form of mental disorder to be the victim. I want to say that, and I want to loudly announce it. Because this is a stereotype that has followed me my entire life, because I've got a couple of disorders that are really negatively stigmatized, and the one that I'm willing to speak about is I'm manic depressive. It's classed as bipolar, but I prefer the term manic depressive. I feel like it more accurately describes how I feel. Mm-hmm. But like, it's so negatively stigmatized, and there have been times where I have been the victim of violent crime, and without looking at any evidence, people have wanted to blame me. And then once they looked at evidence, they found that clearly it wasn't me who perpetrated it. I was actually the victim. But the sheer fact that people will look at somebody and go, oh, you have a disorder, therefore you must be the violent one, or you must be the guilty one. It's like, dude, don't fucking start. Don't fucking start.
Yeah.
You know, there's a channel that we follow on YouTube where this guy goes on rants, and whenever he does, they put a timer up. We really should start doing that for me.
Yeah.
Time my rants. Figure out what percentage of the streams are just me ranting about things. I'm assuming it would be a much larger portion than I think.
Mm-hmm.
But probably significantly less than I think, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, in other words,
The key point here is that the culprit may well have a split personality.
A split personality, like the kind of thing you see on TV. So I'm part of another totally unbelievable story. But this one is way more unbelievable than anything else up until now. Or maybe it really isn't. I don't know. I feel like my mind has gone numb.
let's go.
Yeah, I'm also not going to speak on what disorders that I may or may not have, because
They are stigmatized that much, and it's fucking awful.
yeah.
That's why I mentioned I have multiple ones that have negative stigmas. But the one I'm most apt to speak about is manic depressive, or bipolar. Like I said, I know bipolar is the term that they tell people to use, but as a person with the disorder, I prefer the term manic depressive.
Yeah. It's...
Because it feels more descriptive to me.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's not the case for everyone, and that term doesn't work for everyone, so I will state that when I say manic depressive, I'm specifically speaking of my experience. Plus, I can never remember which bipolar 1 and bipolar 2, what the difference is, so it's easier.
Yeah. It's... a lot of disorders are heavily stigmatized and played up for
Literally
horror
all of them.
themes And it's yeah.
Literally all of them. Or like people who are autistic are stigmatized as being dumb and childlike and not having the ability to make like adult decisions, and being irrational and violent and stuff. And it's like, dude, this is literally not true. I can't tell you. I've met maybe like a couple of people who had autism, but also other conditions that maybe weren't the best at making decisions. But I've also met way more autistic people, which are people who do not have autism, who are incapable of making any kind of rational decision. So it's like these stereotypes are not true. These stigmas are not true, and they are fucking disgusting. And they usually just get in the way of, as kissing gizmo, don't mind me. They just get in the way of people who have mental disorders getting full human rights, and it's fucking disgusting. Oh. Can't believe you're knocking over rappers now. He moved his hand and a fucking Cheez-It wrapper went flying. But yeah, so I will never stigmatize somebody over a disorder they have. Sure, they can explain the way that some people react in different situations, but at the end of the day, you are more likely to be a victim, and it sucks because there'll be people who have disorders that they're not in any way related to the way that the stigma works, like violence and things. There'll be people who have like OCD, for instance. I've got OCD, and we get classed the same as someone who's sociopathic, which there's nothing wrong with a person having a sociopathic disorder. That's totally that's them, that's fine. But a person with OCD and a person who has sociopathy, they're completely different, and the fact that they get lumped in together and treated the same is gross, because it's two completely different things. Or like somebody who's depressed getting lumped in, with somebody who's I don't know, but anxiety or depression being linked together. And it's like, well, sure, they've got some similar bits, but a person who just has anxiety and a person who just has depression, they're not going to act the same way. So, maybe one. What?
There was a bug about that size, and it had like 8 legs, not only 8 legs, 6 legs, and lots of fucking pencils, and it was in the toilet, and I got scared and I flushed it.
Do you want to use this one?
No.
Are you sure?
I didn't notice it until after I was done.
Oh, okay. It sounds like a beetle of some sort, which means we should probably report it downstairs to get sprayed.
I'm so crawly. Ugh.
You've discovered the true source for my ranting, as Spirit had to go make the peeps.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm gonna read your comment out loud just so I can comprehend it, because sometimes I have to do that. Yeah, the one I probably have has that really bad stigma around it. Only very few people know about it, but I also feel invalidated sometimes because my experience seems to be different from what I've seen around the disorder. Like, what the fuck do I do when I could be so heavily stigmatized for having it and not having it, or having a similar but different disorder? Yeah, I feel that. Like, I've got one that causes hallucinations, and, people like to give me flack for it. It's like, dude, I clearly live just fine. Like, I am perfectly capable of doing things like driving and maintaining a normal life. My disorders do not define me. They're a part of who I am. They are a part of what I am, but they are not who and what I am. So. But anytime a game decides they're going to demonize somebody for having a disorder, and Danganronpa does it a lot, I will sit here and I will rip it to fucking shreds, because it is an awful fucking stigma. Like, one that comes to mind is, I went to a college where the college themselves actually had a group on campus who showed the movie Split. And immediately after the showing, 2 people were brutally beaten. Not for having dissociative identity disorder or anything, but because one of them pulled out a pill bottle to take their antidepressants. And they were beaten for it. And it's like, these negative portrayals, they have a real lasting effect on people. So as much as we love these games, they do have some problematic content, and when it comes up, I feel like I need to speak on it, because I don't want someone to come see the game, see us play it, and think that means that we endorse different things that the game may get wrong. Like, an easy way to put it would be, we like this game, but do we support the idea of locking people in a room and making them kill each other? No. By the way, I noticed we've had some people pop in. Make sure you check out the content warning. And we're going to be heavily talking about mental health because I am livid with the way that it's treated in this game. Like, I love the game, but I can't stand the way it's treated. So just like a heads up, that will be a topic that continues to come up. All right, Byakuya, would you like to?
All right, we should get going soon.
Huh? Where are we going?
Anywhere but here. We've finished our business here, haven't we?
Yeah, and what the fuck? Yeah. I was almost one of the people who was brutalized in that incident, but I managed to get away. And it was because, like, you know, I've been on antidepressants and stuff since almost 10 years now. 8-9 years. And so, you know, occasionally when I take them in public, I get really nasty looks, but I've also almost been attacked for it, and it's like, eh.
Yeah.
So much so that if I'm going to be out in public, I keep my prescription bottle on me in case I ever get pulled over by like a cop or something and get blamed for, like, these aren't my pills, I'm just taking drugs, I can show my prescription. But if I'm going to be out in a very public space, like a cosplay convention or something, I will take like an Altoids case or something and put my pills in that and take them out of there so it just looks like I'm having candy. So I don't have to deal with people acting out about it.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't have to do that. I should be able to just go and take my medicine like a normal fucking person and not have anyone kick up fuck.
Yeah.
Wait, Byakuya. As usual, Byakuya turned left without another word. I hurried out of the library to catch up. So, I've done a lot of speaking. Do you have anything that you want to speak to, or are you good?
I think you covered most of it really well. I do have one comment to make about this. I don't know how often he does it, but Byakuya refers to it as split personality.
Oh, yes, that is completely wrong.
That is a massively incorrect way to look at it. And
it goes back to like what I was saying about manic depressive and referring to bipolar as that when I talk about it with myself. I can do that because I have bipolar. So if I want to say that I consider myself to be more manic depressive than, you know, bipolar, if I consider that wording works better for me, that's fine. If Byakuya was the character with DID and chose to refer to it that way, it would be another topic entirely because he would be the character with it. But considering it's already been basically shown to us that he is not the character with this disorder, he should not refer to it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Frankly, no one really should. But, you know, if you are part of that group or that community, you have more of a right to use that language if you choose and if it fits you better.
Yeah. Well, this is where we part ways. I have some things I need to take care of before the class trial.
Huh? Just all of a sudden? Like that?
Come on, enough of your annoying misapprehensions. Did you really think we'd be together the whole time? Take responsibility for yourself and do something useful. Move the investigation forward on your own.
Goodbye.
Well, goodbye.
And just like that, he was gone. Just as quickly as he'd asked me to join him, he cut me off. In the end, I felt like I was just some plaything getting tossed around. At the same time, I had uncovered some really important clues thanks to him. Genocide Jack. He's the one that killed Chihiro. And that murderous fiend is one of us. But who is it? I have to find out, no matter what it takes. And to do that, there's somewhere I have to go to investigate one more time. That's another thing, actually. Completely unrelated to, like, the mental health stuff that we were going off on a tangent about before. It's something I do and I need to stop. But, like, when somebody does something, just assuming the gender of the person with absolutely no context into that being the case is just like, oh. I'm quite bad at that. We'll drive past somebody and they can't drive. And I'll be like, oh, he needs to learn how to drive. And it's like, you really should be using the singular they because you don't know. And you could be unconsciously passing on stereotypes. Like, the one here would be, you know, men are violent, therefore the killer must be a man. Whether it's true or not, you know, isn't something that should be perpetuated. Because in some situations it can be kind of harmless. Be like, oh, like he's got cool shoes or whatever, that's fine. But, you know, if you're going off of like, oh, that person can't drive, must be a dude. Or that guy's violent, must be a dude. Or like that that person on that video has really good math skills, they must be Asian, or something like that. Like, those can perpetuate negative stereotypes, and people should really not do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I'm quite bad at just, when I mean singular they, I tend to say he. And I'm quite bad at that, and it's something I need to get better at myself. So you guys will notice that I do it, but it's something I'm working to try and get better at.
Sorry.
I started doing that, by the way, because the singular they was not acceptable in my household growing up. It was not allowed to be said after trans issues and stuff blew up. I was required to use he unless proven otherwise. So it's something it's been drilled into my brain for a long time, and I'm slowly getting better at it.
Yeah.
How bad can I be?
That's what I was giggling at.
Yeah, I know.
Like, damn it.
It's fine. I'm not like some demons who get offended by the Lorax, so it's fine. I have to go back to the crime scene, the girls' locker room. I should check the boys' locker room too. And the others might have come up with some info that might prove useful while I'm at it. I need to find out everything I can.
Yeah. The character with the ID, I love them too, but
it's still a
portrayed so fucking horrendously in this game.
It's portrayed, honestly, I can't tell you one instance of it I've seen that's portrayed good. I've seen a couple of instances where it's portrayed okay, but I can't think of a single time I've seen it in media where it's portrayed in a way where, like, the person who has it is actually a good person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my first introduction to, and I had a really bad idea of it, and I felt quite awful because until I actually met somebody who had it when I was in grade school, and that was when I learned that people who had the ID were awful, because I'd only had 2 introductions to it as a kid, and I don't remember where the second one came from. Maybe it'll come to me. But there's an episode of Psych, which is a show about a guy who pretends to be a psychic detective. And it was my first introduction to a trans character and to a person with DID. There's this guy who has a personality that is a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And the entire episode is a piss take against people with DID and trans women. The entire episode. It's fucking painful. Like, I went back and rewatched it fairly recently because I wanted to see if it was as bad as I remembered, and it is.
Yeah.
It's fucking awful. I think I showed you.
You did, yes.
And yeah, I showed him, and he was like, "What the fuck is this?" And I was like, "Yeah, this was my introduction to people with DID and to trans women. This is how I became aware that both of those things were things."
Yep.
And so obviously, as a kid, I think I saw it at 8 or 9 years old. As a kid, I wouldn't have the skills to go, okay, well, this is just one person's interpretation, and it could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You see it, and as a kid, you assume it's fact. And it's like, that's not what we want to be doing. We don't want to be assuming that these violent interpretations are fact, because they're not, and actually they are the exact opposite of the facts.
Mm-hmm.
Locker rooms.
Locker rooms.
Ding, ding, ding! Hifumi has discovered evidence revealing the identity of the culprit.
I feel
Another stat increase for me. Evidence? What did you find? I cannot reveal that just yet. But I guarantee that what I found will steal the killer's breath from his lungs. Are you sure about that? Oh, yeah. Miss Ludenberg said she witnessed something worthwhile, too. Really? What did she see? She refused to tell me. It's like when a girl bullies the boy she likes, right? Right? Okay, so where's Celeste now? The warehouse by the dorms. She was there, but at the same time, not there. What's it gonna be? Should we do that and then come back to the boys' locker room? Because I know that sometimes if you investigate certain areas, the game will lock you out of being able to investigate others. So
Yeah.
because he mentioned the warehouse, I should probably go there first.
Yeah.
Can I not teleport there? Evidently not. Okay.
I thought we could teleport to the main area.
Oh, you can't because we have to discover more in here first. Okay, so I guess we do this and then go to the warehouse.
Guess so.
Point?
Give coin?
Yeah. I don't think I've seen that. I've heard about it, but I don't think I've seen it. I know that there was some controversy surrounding who the guest was.
Yeah. I think there are multiple guests, but one of them,
Or,
I think
yeah.
there is some controversy around.
Yeah, I think there was, like, one of the guests there was somebody who was supposed to show up, but, like, they couldn't, and then something happened, and there was, like, some controversy surrounding it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know much about it. I've not seen it. I remembered hearing something bad about one of the guests in particular, and I didn't want to really see their face, so I didn't watch it. I'm usually pretty good about watching stuff that has to do with, like, mental health and learning more about it, but that particular one I decided to avoid.
You can get a coin by clicking on the rubber ring.
The life preserver.
Yes.
Thank you. Any other coins in this room?
Not that I know of. I haven't come across any.
Okay. And I think we've come across most of the clues in here. The boys' locker room card reader, but the door's unlocked now, so it's kind of pointless. A surveillance camera. Oh, wow, surveillance cameras.
Shocking.
Shocking. Huh, this poster. It's a popular boy band called Tornado. Somehow it doesn't quite fit the boys' locker room. Do you guys remember something about the posters? A certain comment being made earlier in the chapter about a poster that probably shouldn't have been in a high school being in here, but it's suddenly gone.
Dun, dun, dun.
The strange stain on the carpet. What is it? Suspicious.
Suspicious.
I don't think there's really anything in here, but...
I used to be a fan of that particular guest. Don't believe all the claims about them, but I admit some of the stuff they've done seems a bit off. Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to be French.
I don't want to be French. There's a song that you have, there's a song that, like, your dad used to sing lyrics to, and you showed it to me, but because you showed it to me, I will let you tell people about it.
Yes, Fall Out Boys, this ain't a scene, it's an arms race. It's not, that is not the line in my family, it's, this ain't a scene, it's a goddamn off's face. I found a coin.
Oh?
Yeah.
Is it the pool?
Yeah. There's a locker in the back, or a door in the back.
Did I find that coin and I just didn't notice it? I feel like I clicked on that locker. It's the locker here, right?
Yeah, did you...
Oh, I clicked on the spot to go to the locker. I didn't actually click on the locker. Okay. I love this song so much. It's just such a piss take about popular songs, and I fucking love it.
Yes.
All these songs are so fucking upbeat compared to, you know, this corpse right here.
Yeah.
Chihiro's presence here was especially weak, her body and her soul. To target such a helpless being is unforgivable. What a wretched beast to do such a thing. I cannot forgive this. Hey, Kyoko, have you made any progress on your investigation?
Generally speaking. But I have to get going. I have something unrelated to take care of.
Something beside the investigation? What is it?
Nothing you need to worry about. Just concentrate on the murder.
I used to be almost fluent in French. I got really, really good. I had a seizure, and it was one of the things that I forgot afterwards. That, how to play the piano, as well as like 6 months of my life completely gone. Actually, more than 6 months, but there's a 6-month chunk where that chunk is gone. But, you know, it was just like, eh. I've tried relearning both the piano and French since then, and I've just kind of given up on it because I couldn't make any progress. Like, I literally can't get past basic stuff. And I was really scared, thinking that maybe I wouldn't be able to learn any languages, because I know that, like, the language part of your brain is, like, all one part.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems to be just French. Like, everything else is hard, sure. But it seems to be specifically French that I can't pick back up.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually started trying to learn the Korean alphabet recently. So, and, I'm trying to pick that up, because we watch a lot of Korean TV. Also Japanese TV. And so I want to learn both of those languages so that I don't need subtitles. Like, I mean, I need subtitles for English stuff a lot, too. But it would be nice to only need the one set of subtitles, because a lot of those Korean shows, they already have the Korean subtitles as part of the show. And the English subtitles tend to go right over top of those subtitles, making them both very hard to read.
Yeah.
So being able to turn off the English subtitles would be great. But
So then,
Before I go, let me give you one piece of advice. You should examine Chihiro's body one more time. Thoroughly. Also, her handbook is missing. You might want to determine its whereabouts.
goodbye.
That's it. I'll be praying for your success.
with that, Kyoko turned and left the girls' locker room. I don't get why Kyoko is, like, having to lead him about instead of just solving the things. Like, given the way that the first trial went, I think if Kyoko had spoken up a lot sooner, things wouldn't have ended like as badly as they almost did.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't get why Kyoko won't just speak up.
Yeah.
Like, the game doesn't paint it in a way that it's like, oh, well, she's not speaking up because she's afraid that maybe being a woman she wouldn't be taken seriously. The game doesn't give you that kind of indication.
No.
It seems like there's something else.
Yeah.
And it's just weird that she doesn't speak up. So weird. I guess I'll take another look at the body then. Ah, and Chihiro's handbook is missing. That's definitely worth worrying about. Kyoko said I should examine the body one more time. I know she said thoroughly, but I do have my limits. Well, I better give it a shot anyway. Let's see. Chihiro's hands are bound with what looks like some kind of rope. The rope was used to prop her up in a crucifix position. Huh. This rope has a plug? Wait, so then this isn't a rope at all. But the more I think about it, the more that's not the only thing that concerns me. Chihiro's fatal injury was the blow to the head, which means something struck her in the head in order to kill her. That's right, but there's the issue of her being suspended in the fatal blow. At first I didn't see any reason to think too much about either of them. But seeing them again after looking through the Genocide Jack file, something's not quite right. What does this all mean? Well, the one thing most likely to tie all these mysteries together is the true nature of the rope that was used to suspend Chihiro. And to figure that out, there's a certain place I might need to revisit and look over again. Plus, it might help to look at the Genocide Jack case one more time.
I want to look at the splatter.
Bloodstained poster. The blood is the most noteworthy part, but... Fuck's sake, I'm so sorry, guys.
Sneeze.
The big-breasted swimsuit model is pretty noticeable, too. A girl's locker room doesn't seem the kind of place you'd find something like this. Oh, but wait, that reminds me. The poster in the other locker room is... That's right, there's definitely something strange about this. The boys' locker room, there's a poster of a popular boy band. The girls' locker room, there's a poster of a big-breasted swimsuit model. Could the posters have been switched? But if they were, why? What reason would anyone have? Maybe I should talk to someone who knew a little bit more about the locker rooms. There's a bloodstain on the carpet. It could have only been caused by Chihiro's murder. You spend a lot of time exercising in the girls' locker room, right, Sakura? I've used it nearly every day since it opened up. Sometimes Hina and I use it together. Okay, then let me ask you something. Do you think the posters in the boys' and girls' locker rooms could have been switched?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I can't really say. I never really paid attention to the posters. I see.
However,
But there is something that's been bothering me about the locker room. You see, I like to drink a little protein coffee every day before I finish exercising. We have protein coffee? In the warehouse. It's not the highest quality, but I don't have a lot of other options. I mix protein powder with coffee and down a glass of it after exercising. Anyway, the other day I spilled some of it on the carpet in the girls' locker room and it left a stain. A stain? But I didn't see any stain on the carpet just now.
of course.
Exactly, I noticed it earlier. The stain has disappeared. I can only assume someone came along and cleaned it up. But still, isn't it unusually clean, as if there was never a stain there to begin with. Yeah, randomly screaming at people in French is fucking funny. It's one of those languages that's really funny to scream at people in. I also had a guy who was, I don't know if I'd call us friends, but we knew each other. And he knew German, which, you know, was an interesting language for him to have picked up. Because, like, he didn't know anyone else who spoke German. He just decided to pick up German.
Yeah.
But he would mumble and aggressively say stuff in German. But it was always stuff like, have a nice day, or I think you have a cute dog. And it was always just, like, really nice stuff. But he would say it in the angriest voice. And eventually I picked enough up to be able to kind of understand what he was saying. So I would start understanding, like, the stuff he was saying, and other people wouldn't. And so people would be, like, all offended until he'd, like, be like, haha, but no, really, this is what I was saying. And it was so fucking funny just seeing the utter shock on someone's face at being told they have, like, a nice shirt or something.
Yeah.
Because, you know, obviously, to them it sounds like they're being yelled at or insulted. But he'd be like, you have a really nice shirt, but, you know, in German. And it was so fucking funny. Another thing is it's really interesting to hear what people say in another language when they don't realize other people in the room can understand it.
Yeah.
I knew somebody who used to sit there and berate his wife in a language that they knew, but nobody else in the room knew. But me and Keith knew just enough of the language to pick up the swear words and the insults.
Yeah.
And so people were like, oh, look, they've got their own little language. They're lovebirds. And it's like, no, the two of them do not like each other. But nobody else picked up on that because it was said, you know, unlike the German thing, it was said in a really nice tone.
Yeah.
So people assumed that they were just, like, flirting. But he'd be calling her, like, a worthless piece of shit or something.
Are we heading to Liverby or to the warehouse?
Liverby, because that's where the map opened me at.
Liverby.
It opened me there because that's where I was already standing, I see. I don't claim to be bright. I'm actually kind of dim. You turn off the lights, you can't even see me. There's stuff to discover, I see. Huh? The lamp won't turn on. Oh, I see. It's not plugged in. The lamp's cord isn't long enough to reach the outlet from here. But the last time I saw it, it was definitely on, and it was definitely right here. Oh, that's right. Pyakia was using an extension cord. But there's no extension cord here now. I wonder if... Yeah, we've got a couple of languages we want to learn. We want to learn Korean and Japanese because of the media that we consume. Plus, we really want to be able to go see the Black Butler musicals whenever they actually are being done in Japan. Mm-hmm. And we'd like to actually understand what they say versus just sitting there kind of uncomfortably giggling because we have no idea what's going on. But there is another language we want to learn, and I am afraid to mispronounce it because I always, like, I have a 50-50 shot because I always think, okay, it's not pronounced this one way, and it's, you know, pronounced this other way, and then I say it, and you're like, no, it's actually the other way around, so I'm going to let you say the name of the language.
I'm assuming you mean Gallic.
Yes. I would have been right this time. See, the problem is Americans fuck me over because Americans say Gaelic, mm-hmm. and it fucks me up every single time. I can never remember which way I'm supposed to say it. Actually, another funny one is that we go to a restaurant that is mostly staffed by Korean Americans. And there's obviously the menu items are in Korean, and we go and place the order. But the people who work there, because Americans refuse to pronounce some of the foods correctly, despite the fact that they actually speak the language, mm-hmm. and they know how to say it right, they will mispronounce the meats because they have to pronounce it the way that Americans understand it. Which means if you go in there and you pronounce it the right way, it throws everyone for a loop.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty funny. Like, it's sad that it has to be that way. You know, you'd think that if someone's going in there regularly enough to actually read because you could just list the item number. You could say, I want item number 12.
Yeah.
If you're going in there regularly enough that you've got your order memorized and you're going to speak it, and you're not going to speak it by number, but you're going to say the names, at least learn to say them correctly.
Yeah.
Because the fact that there are people who work there that we know for a fact speak Korean and are very fluent in Korean, and they have to mispronounce words in their own language just so an English speaker who is mispronouncing it understands what they're saying is nuts.
Yeah.
Like the number of times we've gone in there are two things that are pronounced very similarly, but Americans will pronounce one thing as the other and the other thing as the first thing. So if you say you want the first thing and you pronounce it right, they'll actually bring you the second thing. The number of times we've gone in there and gotten our orders been gotten wrong because they assume that, it's just two white boys were doing what usually people do, where they get the names completely wrong.
Yeah.
And so they'll bring us what they think we want, and we're like, no, I'm sorry, I don't want to waste, but I literally can't eat that because I'm allergic.
Yeah.
The wooden box is empty. The extension cord was in there before. Is there anything else to discover in here? I think that's pretty much it, isn't it?
We need
Or
to
no,
look at the
case file.
Genocide Jack cases again.
That's right, I forgot. Case file. I want to take another look at the Genocide Jack case file. I know it was around here somewhere. Huh? It's gone. Did someone take it out of the archive? But the only one who would do something like that, I can't think of anyone but Byakuya. Well, technically Byakuya or Genocide Jack Makoto.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else? Lab, maybe? No. Alright, you want me to go to the warehouse? By the way, for the record, that restaurant is where we take literally anyone who visits us.
Yes.
None salad left beef.
None salad left beef.
None salad left beef.
None salad left beef.
None soup left beef.
None soup left beef.
None smoothie left beef.
Smoothie left beef.
Yes.
Oh.
The meat smoothie is so cursed.
Meat smoothie.
I can't remember what the other items are. There was none salad left beef.
None salad left boof.
Oh, boof.
I love it. Beef.
None salad left badoof.
Left boof.
Alright. Dining hall. Interesting. Is that because we have to go speak to Hina?
Speak to Hina.
We speak Hina.
Speak Hina. You are out of it. It's okay, son.
It's fine. My texting looks really weird right now because my new phone hasn't learned my typing quirks yet. And so it keeps autocorrecting what it shouldn't and not autocorrecting what it should. Oh, hey, Hina. How's Toko doing?
Same as before. She won't come out and she just keeps mumbling something about Genocide Jack. So I just left her there.
You left her there.
My head was all swummy and I was getting pretty hungry.
I'm also hungry because I kept mentioning a place and now I want to go there. But their weekend prices are more expensive than their weekday prices, and so I should probably wait until a weekday to go.
Yeah, probably. Oh,
Actually, I'll have to check my calendar and see if I even have time for lunch breaks next week.
Oh.
We will find out.
Oh, but don't worry. I'm going to head back as soon as I'm done eating. Toko's not exactly pleasant, but I'm still worried about her.
And by the way, for anyone who's concerned, I do get time for lunch. It's just, you're supposed to get like an hour for lunch, and I don't always get a full hour at a time. Sometimes it's broken up into bits, and so I have like a snack and then a lunch for like 15 minutes later. So I do get my full break. It's just not always all at the same time. Or not always at lunchtime either. Sometimes it's closer to like breakfast time or closer to closey time for work, which would fall outside of lunch hours. Speaking of which, what are you eating?
A donut, of course.
I want a donut. I haven't had a donut in fucking ages.
I want donut.
Have I ever taken you... There's a couple of donut places I really like here in the States, and I'm going to be quite sad that when I can't go to them. But have I ever taken you to either Krispy Kreme or Shipley's?
No.
I need to take you to Krispy Kreme and Shipley's. Krispy Kreme is going to be too sweet for you. I know for a fact you're going to bite into it and you're going to give me a face because it's going to be too sweet.
Okay.
But Krispy Kreme is one of my favorite donut shops. I absolutely love it. And one thing that was cool about Krispy Kreme is as a kid, you could go... and if you got there at the right times, their donut machine would be making the donut, and you could watch the donuts be made, and you could watch them go through this wall of glaze icing and come out all freshly glazed.
Oh.
And they would come off the other side, they'd cool for a couple of minutes, and they would sell them right off the machine. And back when I used to go as a kid, they were a lot more lenient about samples.
Mm-hmm.
So if you went as a kid and you were like under the age of 10, they would just give you a free one off the machine. And if you bought some, sometimes they'd be off the machine and sometimes they'd be out of what was already made. But kids would always get a free one off the machine.
Oh.
And it was so great. They also have these little hats that look like the hats that like McDonald's workers and stuff wore like in the 50s. They're paper and they stretch open like a little boat with a little bit of like a crepe paper on the inside.
Yeah. So I'm giggling at the TikTok song.
Yeah. I wish my dad or my ex-dad did the therapy.
I wish your entire ex-family did therapy.
My ex-dad did the therapy once, and it was when he showed up to say I was gaslighting the family and I was the problem. Which, at the time, I was a child, so... Like, we sat down, and he was like, all the problems in this family are this child gaslighting everyone. They've been doing it since they were 5, and everybody kind of looked at him.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, your child's been gaslighting you since they were 5. Yes. And they're like, okay, sure. So they fortunately, like, people in the therapy group fortunately didn't believe that, but they believed some of the other outlandish things that were said. But, like, the fucking balls of somebody to walk into a room and be like, my child's been gaslighting me since they were fucking 5 years old. Like, who the fuck do you think you're fooling with that?
I can't hear this part without thinking of the Family Guy thing where Peter goes,
Yeah, exactly. And I can't hear him doing that without fucking thinking of Beavis and Butthead. It's like it's
a
full
spiral of fucking references.
You should find out what episode that is because I want to watch that after the stream.
The Family Guy episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the fucking nuts of somebody to walk in and be like, my 5-year-old's been harassing me. Like, who would believe that?
Send you the clip if I find it. I will do, son.
I'm not saying that like kids can't be awful, but like if your entire family can be gaslit by a 5-year-old, I think you need to question what's in the water you're drinking.
Yeah.
Also, I will say that I have literally I've never intentionally gaslit anyone, and I think with gaslighting it does have to be intentional, doesn't it?
I think so.
I have memory problems where occasionally somebody will say, you said something about, no, I didn't, because I won't remember that I've said it. You know, for them it was an important life event. For me it was a fucking Tuesday, and I can't remember Tuesday through Thursday ever, so, you know, I've never intentionally gone out and tried to convince somebody of something that isn't real just to be a dick. I do jokingly gaslight Spirit, but he also jokingly gaslights me.
Yeah.
It's a joke back and forth, and the reason it's so funny is because we both know that the other person would never do anything like that.
Yeah.
Were you finding the episode?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell people which one it is? They can watch later too. When you find it, just shout it out. Of course. Actually, I'll have you shout it out in like a minute. We're on an ad break right now, and people who might be interested in this might want to actually hear about it. So give it like another 30 seconds.
Okay. There's 2 things I'm sure God created. Outer space and donuts.
Really?
I bet Chihiro would have liked to eat more donuts. Maybe that was her one big regret.
That's my one big regret.
Not eating enough donuts.
It's like, I am hefty boy, but the fact that more of my heft isn't made up with donuts disappoints me.
In a minute.
In a minute.
In a fucking minute.
In a minute.
It's the 18th episode of season 5 called Meet the Quagmires.
Oh my god, you fucking got that right on time. The ad break finished as you started speaking.
Oh. I should have tried to spend more time with her.
Come to think of it, who did she spend time with?
Yeah, she was a little bit strange. Didn't really hang out with the other girls much. It was like she was trying to keep her distance from us.
Actually, Sakura said something similar. She said that even though you and her invited Chihiro to exercise with you, she always refused.
Yeah, totally.
Yep, it's true. And it wasn't just us either. It was like she stayed away from all the girls.
Was she just shy?
I don't know. She talked to the boys all the time. Isn't it kind of weird to be shy around your own sex, but totally fine with the opposite sex?
See, as a kid, I was the other way around. Like, she's saying that it's normal to be shy around the opposite sex, but not shy around your own. I was the opposite.
Yep.
The younger I was really comfortable with guys. As I got older and I started to see guys be violent with women, I became significantly less comfortable around them and more comfortable with women. But initially, from early childhood, despite the fact that I had a sister and was around her all the time, which, by the way, if you guys haven't figured out, the names, they are that way for a reason. They aren't all real because I don't dox people. So, before anyone sits there and thinks, when I'm like, oh, Claire Lawrence Keith, I'm doxing people, I'm fucking not. Like, the names could not be further from their real names. Just, for disclosure.
Yeah.
It's the names you guys will get to know them by, and frankly, it's more than they deserve. But I grew up with a sister, and so you would think that being in a house constantly with a sister, I would be really comfortable around girls. I was not. Girls made me violently uncomfortable when I was a kid. Like, violently uncomfortable. I just felt like I shouldn't be hanging out with them. Not like there was anything wrong with the girls, but I just felt like I was meant to hang out with the guys. And, people would tease the guys if they went and hung out with girls. And because I could hang out with the guys and was for the most part left alone on it, I felt like if I hung out with the girls, it was weird. So while I had more long-term friends that were girls, it was mostly because my guy friends kept moving away. Or they would get into the Gifted and Talented program and then not talk to anyone outside of the Gifted and Talented program.
Yeah.
But I mostly hung out with guys until probably high school, and then it became about 50-50. Well, I say about 50-50, but, half of my friends who were girls came out as trans, and then half of my friends who were guys came out as also trans, and so it's really hard for me to keep a mental idea of what the percentage was. But, before everyone started coming out, it was roughly 50-50. Afterwards, it's hard for me to rationalize the numbers, But, I was hanging out with guys mostly from early childhood onward because it just felt right. It didn't feel right to hang out with the girls and sit and talk about boys and stuff. It felt right to hang with the guys and talk about girls.
Yeah.
Like, we would play Peter Pan and stuff, and I didn't know what Peter Pan was. I'd never seen it. But I was like, I want to be one of the Lost Boys. I demand to be the Lost Boy. I will not play Tinkerbell. And we had this one guy in the group who's like, I will play Tinkerbell literally all the time. Let's go. So, it was great.
Yeah.
Like, I was the one not cis guy in the group, and I wasn't even being forced to play the girl part in the game. I was allowed to be a Lost Boy. Occasionally, I was even Peter Pan if the guy who played Peter Pan was sick.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Maybe she was just the guy spoiling her. The law says you can't judge a book by its cover, right?
You think so? I never really saw her as that kind of girl. Actually, while I'm in here. Coins?
Boo.
Is there nothing?
No coin.
No coin.
Warehouse time.
And that's fair to just want friends, period.
That was me. I just wanted friends.
Yeah, that was me in high school. Like, by high school, I became a lot less choosy.
Yeah.
Which was evident by some of the people I hung out with for very short periods of time. Anyone that you guys will ever hear me talk about is people I hung out with favorably, but I had a bunch of really short-term friends in high school where I hung out with them and almost got myself in a shit ton of trouble.
Oh.
Yeah. I kept hanging out with people who were really into illegal stuff. And I didn't know it when I started hanging out with them, but I would hang out with them. And, like, in a couple of instances, one person was, like, trying to get me to try hard drugs. And another person actually wanted to rob a convenience store. So, I quickly fell out with both of those groups.
Fair enough.
Though, I really liked the person who was the drugs person. I actually really liked that person. And I don't think I would have actually fallen out with them had they not been sent to rehab, and I just didn't see them for, like, a year and a half.
Yeah.
By the time they came back, they went back to their main circle of friends, and I had pretty much moved on from their main circle of friends, so I wasn't really in the group anymore. But no, I had some really weird friends. My longer term friends were very, very boring by comparison, but honestly, I preferred that. There's all kinds of stuff piled up everywhere. Towels, jackets, stuff. What about you? Like, what kind of friends did you mostly hang out with, aside from the people that I know about?
I don't remember much from nursery, but in secondary school I had like 3 friends. And just, the occasional people that I was like friendly with, but not friends with, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It got significantly the circle of people I would hang out with got significantly smaller the older I got, and then I went to secondary school, spent some time with my friends from primary, and then they started being friends with other people, so I went to be friends with other people, and my friend group went from being all girls to all boys like that. And
The long-term friends, what are those? Us, obviously, son.
us, son. Then that got significantly smaller the older I got there.
Sorry.
Jesus Christ. See, you see how this is going? I sit and be silent the entire time he talks, and then I start talking and he's like, body make all the noise.
I'm sorry, I have gas.
You have gas this room.
I have gas this room. That's not even like a third of the gas I've got in storage.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Anyway, continue.
So yeah, my friend group then got significantly smaller, and I spent most of my time alone because my friends had other friend groups that did not like me.
Wow, chodes, all of them.
So I now have 2 friends back home.
Yeah.
2.
I was like, surely there's no.
2.
2 friends plus your sisters who are also your best friends.
My sisters are my best friends.
And Jax, who's also your best friend.
Yeah.
Jax is his dog.
Yes.
They are best friends.
But yeah,
Dog gets along with dog.
As I grew up and started realizing, I am trans. My friendships with girls went downhill fast.
I had a couple of girls who just did not want to hang out with me once I started to like socially come out at school, when I was coming out to a very small group of people. Which, you know what, I'm not going to blame them for, because their issue wasn't, I don't want to hang out with you, you're trans. Their issue was, you are a guy, and guys make me violently uncomfortable, and like I was fine with you before, but like guys make me uncomfortable, and so now that you've come out as a guy, I'm kind of scared of you.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, as somebody who spent time as a girl, I completely get that.
Yeah.
Like I have a couple of friends that, or not friends, but people I was friendly with, that when I came out, they didn't really want to be alone with me. They were still fine hanging out with me.
Yeah.
But because I was a guy, they treated me like the rest of the guy friends they had, where if they were going to hang out with the guys, there had to be at least another girl present.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's totally fair. That is totally fair. Guys can be fucking awful. So that's totally fair. Like, I had a couple of people that I was vaguely friendly with who would not have been fine with me being trans, but I wasn't out to them. So, meh. I do like that I didn't, from the people that I came out with, I was very selective in coming out to people, but I do really like that the people I came out to, for the most part, didn't treat me any differently for being trans. Outside of obviously being willing to respect my name and pronouns and stuff that I had chosen to be using at the time.
Yeah.
That was the only difference really in the way they treated me that had to do with me being trans and not just with me being a guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have 2 friend home, friend here, me,
you,
Gizmo,
Sock
and
and
Nogito. All the animals back at home. His house at home, they've got like 5 animals right now. 6 animals. Because there's 2 cats, a dog,
2 cats,
and
Jax,
2 ferrets.
Harry, 2 ferrets.
So what, like 6?
Ori, Trix, Harry, Jax, Lynx and Bailey. 6.
You keep saying Lynx and Bailey, and I so badly want to call them Bill and Ted.
Bill and
because
Ted.
That's
Yeah.
the names that I got stuck in my head. I can't remember Lynx and Bailey. I try so hard. I try so hard that I can't remember those names. I'm trying. They were almost named Bill and Ted, so that's what I remember.
Mm-hmm. Aw. I'm glad that you've got a great friend group now, son. You deserve it.
You do deserve it. Everyone deserves the good friends. So that's actually something that we're hoping. We'll get back to the game after this, but like that's actually something I'm hoping with like the Discord group and the chat here. I'm hoping that people can use our avenue or our chat and our streams and stuff as an avenue to make good long-term friends. We really try and produce an environment that's conducive to that type of behavior, and people who are acting dodgy and sus get GTFO out.
Yeah.
We really try and form an environment where it's going to be people that you can make good friends with. We really try.
Yeah.
Celeste, what are you doing here?
This warehouse is amazing. It has absolutely everything one might need to live a full life. From food to clothes to tools. There's an endless supply to choose from.
Oh, that's another phase of my life you missed. Because I didn't do it to you. I pretty much just was sticking around to using people's names instead. But you missed when I was not allowed to use the singular they thems anymore. I started using one to refer to people, and it was so fucking awkward.
Yeah.
And then I was told that's annoying. Stop that. Refer to everyone as he him unless you know otherwise. But you missed that really awkward phase, and frankly, I'm glad you did because it was so painfully awkward.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Bucket.
Your friends shouldn't judge you for bringing stuff up like that, but honestly, friends you make at school are kind of finicky at best. People are still trying to figure out who they are. Hopefully, as you get, out of school and, into more conductive spaces, you'll find friends that are less judgmental.
Yeah.
Because, like, college is okay. High school is fucking awful. But, like, honestly, once you get beyond the two of those, if you start making friends outside of that, like in queer groups or volunteering events or randomly over the internet, it seems to be a lot less judgy.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you got like 4 of them you can fully be yourself around.
Yeah, that's exactly how it was in high school for me too. I had a group of, there were 2 people specifically that I hung out with together, and then I had 2 other people that I could be very much myself around. One of them being Lyra. But basically everyone else I had to kind of give variations on myself. Well, actually, there was one other person who hung out with the group of 2 people, but I've not spoken to her in ages.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, she was one that the whole group she went by a male name for the whole group because we were part of a little LARPing group, and she was the Sebastian. So everybody just started calling her Sebastian, and it was so funny. Like, so much so that I saw her years later, and I couldn't remember her name. And so I just shouted, Sebastian, hey! And she looked at me. Like, she recognized it instantly. It was like, oh my god, it's you! I see that, but have you found anything related to the case?
I knew you were going to ask me that. I thought talking about the warehouse itself might misdirect you, but I see it was pointless.
Aw, and all of us guys, yes.
All of us. Aw.
We tried to be good friends. We tried.
We tried.
And not in the weird parasocial way. Like, fortunately, one nice thing about the community being so small that we've got right now is that we have time to genuinely interact with most people who watch us.
Yeah.
On a friend level. Obviously, as we get bigger, that's going to be harder to do. But that's why you get into the ground level. You get into the ground level, and we can be your friends, and not just your streamers.
Yes. Yes, I did.
Then did you find something?
Very well. I will tell you, and only you. Last night I saw her here. Chihiro was in the warehouse.
What? Really?
This was right before nighttime.
What are you doing out this late?
She's reading.
Oh, I was just... Are you planning to go exercise, perhaps?
What? How did you know?
Because I can see a blue track jacket sticking out of that duffel bag you're carrying.
Oh, you're right. Thanks. Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
Yes.
I assumed she was merely stocking up to go exercise in the morning, but it would appear she ignored the nighttime rule and headed directly to the girls' locker room. If she hadn't broken her rule, none of this ever would have happened. You get what you deserve, I suppose. Fuck you, Celestia.
So apparently, she went to the girls' locker room late at night in order to exercise without anyone knowing. But the strange thing is, there was no trace of the track jacket or duffel bag Celeste said she saw Chihiro carrying, which would mean the killer would have gotten rid of it somehow.
Aww, that's a nice butterfly effect bucket. And yeah, or you could just get kidnapped by us like V.
Yeah, you could have had a really traumatic incident happen at a convention and be randomly kidnapped by two dads. Which, we joked that it was a kidnapping, but, like, his parents were fine with it, and, you know, he was fine with it, so it's fine. It was consensual kidnapping.
Consensual kidnapping.
I think when his dad first met us, he was like, I love you guys. Thank you. You were there for my son. So, you know, it's great. You know, there are us two dads that you see, and there is the dad that you do not see. But we were all in cahoots.
All in cahoots.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
Oh, it looks like we're gonna have to stop really soon.
It's the moment you've all been waiting for.
Yeah. Well, we're glad that we were able to help you because, frankly, the person who was bullying you was fucking weird.
Yeah.
You remember where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school.
The song. The fucking song. It's the song.
It's the song. Yeah, don't trust drunk
It's not
Naruto
to begin.
cosplayers.
Yeah. Don't trust drunk cosplayers you don't know, period. Drunk people you don't know, period. Because unfortunately, you know, when people are drunk, they might act in ways they otherwise wouldn't. And so somebody who is usually fine might be weirdly weird. Yeah, just don't trust. Don't trust anyone. Don't even trust yourself. Trust no one.
Trust no one.
So is everyone ready to... What? Am I blind or are we missing someone?
Yo.
Yeah, Toko's not here.
And Toko is... You really don't remember? Kidding, I'm just kidding. How could I forget that little nut job? She's a crucial part of the class trial this time.
What are you gonna do?
Okie dokie. I'll go ahead and drag her out kicking and screaming. Just one moment, please. And just like he said, a few minutes later, he reappeared, dragging Toko behind him.
I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you would drag a girl around. Terrible. It's terrible.
Woo! So now everyone's here, right? Okay then, hustle down to the elevator and let's get this show on the road. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
So shall we get going? It's time to find out who killed Chihiro.
Chihiro Fujisaki. She was so gentle, so calm and meek. Nobody had any problems with her.
V says, save ya, silly.
Yes, I must save. Sabe.
Sabe.
Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that. Nobody should kill anyone. And that murderer is one of us. Someone standing right here. You ready? We doing this?
Well,
I will uncover the villain who performed such heinous acts on a weaker individual. We know one thing for sure, it's not Sakura. Sakura would never.
She would never.
Sakura is such a pure soul. I fucking love her.
Yes. I don't know why the killer did what he did, but I'm sure it'll work itself out. Justice always prevails, right, bro?
Miss Fujisaki, I must admit, for being 3D, she was quite remarkable. Of course, just the idea of being 3D makes me cringe.
Kyoko is hiding in behind Kiyotaka, by the way.
Hey, come on.
Oh, cool.
Fucking Toko, man. It's got her so worked up.
Oh, I see her, thank you.
Shall we begin? There is something odd about Toko's behaviour. I do not think mere shock is enough to explain it. I guess I wasn't much help at all on this one. I gave you plenty to work with. Show us how far your logic can take you.
We have no choice, right? We have to do this.
Toko is very clearly happy to be here.
Yeah, very clearly.
Yes.
I gave a small nod in reply. With one last deep breath, I walked towards the elevator on shaky legs. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. As soon as everyone was on, the elevator began to descend. I couldn't get a handle on my emotions, couldn't stop speculating. The steel box sank with heavy clunking sounds deeper and deeper into the ground, and as we went deeper, the uneasiness in my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation, until finally, it came to a sudden stop. It does let you save, like, right before the trial, yeah. It gives you the trial screen where you pick your shit.
We can save here if you want.
Well, I've already saved once. I just want to make sure that we're not going to accidentally bounce into the trial. I think it gives you the trial screen where you get to pick your skills and shit.
It does, yeah.
What do you think? I redecorated. Isn't it fresh? Isn't it exciting?
Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with.
Good, good. You're rip-raring to go. Gotta say, I don't hate it. Not at all. Okay then, let's get this show on the road. Everyone, please find your assigned seats. And so the curtains opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly clash trial. Yes, okay, cool. I thought so. I thought it gave me an opportunity to save. All right, folks. All right. I did not mean to actually start the trial. Go away. Anyway, would you like to talk about our schedule? Because we have something special tomorrow.
We do have something special tomorrow. So, normally we would be doing, I think it would be sporadic of this week. So we would normally be doing a random game.
But we are doing something random.
But not a game. A random game tomorrow. But we held a poll in the Discord server, which Sun was lovely enough to put the command in for. And we put a poll in the server, and we came to the decision that tomorrow will be our movie night. So tomorrow at 7 PM Central, we will be watching Hairspray together in the Discord. We have a DVD that we will be streaming for everyone to see. And yes, so we will be doing that instead of a stream tomorrow. So, no random games, but we have movie time, which is fun.
Movie time.
Movie time. You did it twice, that's fine, son. That is completely fine.
It's fine.
Yes, so no stream tomorrow, but we will be in the Discord, and you are welcome to join, whether you voted on the poll or not. Everyone is welcome.
There will be a VC, so people just behave yourselves. We will do with VC whenever we do these kind of events, unless people start causing each other issues. We obviously have a zero tolerance policy for that. So, just behave, be nice to everyone. No inappropriate behaviors.
Mm-hmm.
What about next week?
So next week we have Tuesday will be my stream over on my channel. I am doing the doodles, the draws. I will decide what I'm doing the other time because I've reached a point in the cryptic drawing that I can't continue because it will get me banned. Wednesday we will be doing the House of Beta Morgana. We missed the Wednesday stream this week because of people drilling in walls where they shouldn't be. So we will be doing the second part of Salvage next Wednesday. Thursday will be chapter 3 of Resident Evil 6, Leon and Helena's route. Next Friday will be more of this, and then next Saturday will be social.
Yes.
Social Saturday. So we will be playing multiplayer games that you guys can join in on.
And for the multiplayer games, sometimes you're required to own the game, sometimes you're not. The games we typically start with are games you're required to own, but if people want to play like Clue or Jackbox or something where you just have to have your phones, all you have to do is redeem the little thing in the redeems that says pick a game for us, and you can just say I want to play Clue or I want to play Jackbox, and as long as we have enough people, we will do it.
Yes.
The number of people we need besides us, by the way, is 2. We need 2 people to play either of those besides us.
Yes.
So can you think of anything else that's worth announcing, or are we good?
I think we're good. I don't have much else I can think of.
Alright, let's see if we've got anyone to raid. Where the fuck did my mouse go? Mouse. Hello. There it is. It has returned to me.
Mouse has returned to you.
We've got Legit Adventurer with Overwatch 2.
Ooh, exciting.
I would give you guys a choice, but we only have one person today, so.
Yes.
It's been a while since we've rated Legit.
Has been, yeah.
Anyway, we'll keep it creepy.
Keep it weird.
And most importantly, stay
Bye.
Bye. Bye.